In this lesson, we're going to look at a control on the arm that's we refer to as the 2-on-1. And the best way for me to describe this, I guess, is if David's face is this way, if I come from behind and I claim his arm, I get two hands on his one arm. And that's the concept, two hands against his one arm. We'll give you some applications for it in a minute. Now, when we do this, the bottom hand, it doesn't matter so much whether I get it this way or whether we get it this way, because it's not about that hand. It's all about the shoulder connection here. I want to make this lever here, David's shoulder lever, go from being that long to being that long. So by attaching my shoulder strongly, I've made one big long lever. If my right shoulder starts going back, his left shoulder starts going forward, because it's now one big unit. So this is all about shoulder attachment. Okay, that's the whole idea, 2-on-1. Once I get that, I can start to spin him down for all kinds of things. And I'll give you one application. But before I give you an application, I'll give you one way to get the 2-on-1 from when he's got hold of my head. If he's got hold of my head, he's gripped my head, what I'm going to do here, now, without any hands, I'll give you the body action. I'm going to lift my shoulder up, my left shoulder, and it's going to try and come above his wrist. So you see the level of my shoulder has to be way higher than David's wrist. And then I'm basically cranking it down and using it to wipe his hand off my head. So it's almost about coming up on your toes if you need to, getting that left shoulder high and cranking it down. It's almost like I'm figure fouring his arm here and pulling my head away. Now, because I know the arm's going to be out in space, what I want to do first of all is grab it. So when he grabs me, I grab him. So that when I do clear it off with his shoulder, I've got a 2-on-1 on it already, because I don't want to clear it off into space where he'll withdraw it, and now I've got another problem. So he grabs me, I grab him. Okay, I lift my shoulder up, I turn the corner and crank that shoulder down, taking his arm off, other hand comes underneath, claim the 2-on-1 and immediately put pressure. As soon as you get a 2-on-1, you have to put pressure on his shoulder. He grabs my head, I grab him back, shoulder comes high, peel it off, pressure. He grabs my head, I grab it, shoulder high, cranking down from above, peeling it off, claiming it. He grabs my head, grab it, shoulder. See, I'm rolling that shoulder down. It's a great drill. And notice that David's not doing much. I'm the one here that's moving from side to side. So if we're standing on a square, okay, he grabs me, I've got to get to this side of the square. I've got to get to this side. So I'm getting off the front, I'm getting onto the sides. Once I get there, I can start to put pressure on and take him down. So we've looked at the concept, we've looked at an application, a way I can get hold of that 2-on-1. But now what are we going to do with it? All right, we'll look at two things. The simplest is called a spin down. So once I've got the 2-on-1 here, I'm just going to lower my level, which makes him bend his knees, and then spin, 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 until I take him to the mat. My shoulder is still connected to his shoulder. So all I did was make him bend his knees, and once his knees were bent, I turned in a small circle, spiraling down, and he had to do the same amount of level change over a bigger circle, and of course he can't survive that. So once again, he grabs me here, I peel it off, there's my 2-on-1, down, 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 until we get to the mat. If we have trouble with that, we'll do half of it. We'll do this, peel it off. As I start pressuring him, I put my foot in front of his leg and then do the same thing. That'll take him to there, which in some ways is better, because then I can come under, cross-face him, move to side control, take his back, get my hooks in. So sometimes having the person halfway down is even better than having them all the way down, where they've obviously then gone pure defense. Once again, grab it, peel it off, pressure, lock with the leg. He can't survive it because he can't keep up with me, and now I can start to move into side control. One more finish. We'll set up a single leg. We've covered single leg in our basic core training. But what I do here with it, when he grabs my head, I shift to the 2-on-1, I put so much pressure down that this foot is guaranteed to be nailed there. Look how close I am to the single leg. There it is. Notice that I jammed this arm in. So from the 2-on-1, I didn't get it out of the way. That's the last thing I want. From here, I jammed it in there, so it's all messed up. And then shoot my single. We can shoot doubles, we can shoot fireman's carries. There's lots of great things to do from there, but the single is just a fantastic way to start, because if you grab hold of me there and you get that 2-on-1, that single is guaranteed to be there for you. Good job. So, 2-on-1. We understand that it's about two hands on one. We know that the most important point is shoulder connection at the back. We know that once we get it, we've got to sag on the guy so he takes all my weight and his knees bend, and we know we've got to start spiraling him down. Whether we put our foot in front of his leg to block him and trip him up and take him half down before we crash him onto his side, or whether we take him all the way into the dirt or into the mat, that's either one is fine. But the important thing is 2-on-1, pressure, spiral down. How can we get it? He grabs my head, lock it with the hand, turn to the side of the box, turn to the side of the square, roll that shoulder over so it's weight coming down on his arm, clear it off into the 2-on-1. Once we've got it and we put pressure on him, single leg. Just a beautiful attack. It's one of the best setups that you can do for single leg.